The Art of Being Alone by Renuka Gavrani. Have you ever felt uncomfortable in your own silence? As if being alone is something to escape from rather than embrace. In a world that glorifies constant connection, we've been conditioned to believe that solitude is loneliness. But what if I told you that being alone is not something to fear? It is an art that once mastered can lead you to the deepest form of self-love, peace, and power. Inspired by The Art of Being Alone by Renuka Gavrani, this audiobook is not just about solitude. It's about transformation. It's about breaking free from the fear of being alone and stepping into a life where solitude becomes your greatest strength. This journey isn't about isolating yourself from the world, but about discovering the limitless potential that exists within you. Now take a deep breath, let go of distractions, and let's begin. There is something powerful about being alone, yet most people run from it. We surround ourselves with endless conversations, notifications, and noise, fearing that silence might swallow us whole. But solitude is not an enemy. It is a mirror. It shows us who we are when no one else is watching. At first, solitude may feel uncomfortable. You sit in a quiet room, and suddenly, your thoughts become louder. You begin to notice things about yourself that you never paid attention to before. And that's where the magic begins. Because solitude is not about loneliness. It's about self-awareness. It's about meeting yourself without distractions, without filters, without external validation. When you embrace solitude, you stop chasing relationships out of fear. You stop seeking company just to fill a void. Instead, you start enjoying your own presence. You become your own best friend, your own biggest source of strength. And when that happens, something shifts. You no longer depend on others to make you happy. You find that happiness already exists within you. Solitude is where your creativity awakens. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas come when you're alone? That's because your mind finally has space to breathe, to wander, to create. The greatest minds in history, artists, writers, thinkers, cherished solitude because they understood its power. They knew that silence is where inspiration thrives. But let's be honest. Many people avoid being alone because they don't want to face themselves. They fear their own thoughts, their regrets, their unspoken emotions. They drown in distractions, afraid of what the silence might reveal. But here's the truth. Facing yourself is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. When you learn to sit with your thoughts without running away, you gain control over them. You begin to understand that your fears do not define you. Your past does not define you. You are more than your doubts, more than your insecurities. You are the one with the power to rewrite your own story. The real beauty of solitude is learning to enjoy your own company. Try this. Take yourself out for a walk, for a meal, for a trip. No distractions, no need for anyone else. The first time, it might feel strange, but soon it becomes liberating. You start noticing the world in a different way, the way the wind feels on your skin, the beauty of a quiet sunset, the joy of simply existing in the moment. And that's when you realize you were never really alone. You've always had yourself. When you master the art of being alone, you become unstoppable. You no longer enter relationships out of desperation. You don't settle for shallow connections. You stop seeking love as a way to complete yourself because you are already whole. And when you reach this place, something amazing happens. You start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy. Not because you need them, but because your energy radiates confidence and self-worth. Being alone is not about isolation. It's about building an unshakable foundation within yourself. It's about becoming someone who is at peace, whether surrounded by people or in complete silence. It's about realizing that solitude is not emptiness, it is freedom. So now ask yourself, when was the last time you truly sat with yourself? When was the last time you embraced your solitude instead of running from it? This journey isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about discovering the power you hold within. You're not alone. You have yourself. And once you embrace that, nothing in this world can make you feel lonely again. This has been the art of being alone. Let this message stay with you. Let it guide you, and most importantly, let it set you free.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, solitude isn't a weakness, it's your secret weapon. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay bold, stay unstoppable, and own your alone time like a legend.